Shri Sai Ram. The SSC students of the Memphis Sai Center offer this presentation on Atmic consciousness at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan. The scene opens with the Group 3 SSC children meeting to discuss and understand Atma and Atmic consciousness.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late. I started reading this book that Preeti Auntie wanted us to read. And guess what? I fell asleep.
No surprise there. We were just telling each other that all of us were in an Atmic consciousness-induced coma.
I don't understand what Atma is. Leave alone Atmic consciousness. What do you guys think is Atma?
Atma is like the atom. It's present everywhere.
No kidding. You sound like a geek. Come on. How can you say it is present everywhere? We've got to see it somewhere.
Guys, let me Google it or search it on Facebook.
Hold on. Preeti Auntie has given us a reference material to begin with. Why don't we use it as a starting point and find out what it says about Atma?
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Krishna declares in the Bhagavad Gita, I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all things. In this universe, there is nothing that is not Atma. The Atmic principle is the one that pervades the entire cosmos. It is the universal consciousness. It is impossible for it to be present in some and not in others. Our senses are attuned to the external world and fail to see this cosmic consciousness present within.
Have you guys heard of the story where God decides to hide himself so that man has to put in some effort to seek him? He hides himself in the Himalayas, the deep ocean, deep down the earth, and even in the moon. But man finds a way to reach all these places. God finally hides himself within man as he knows that man hardly ever looks within himself.
I remember my dad tell me that Atma is a universal I.
Isn't I the ego? How can that be the Atma?
I just read what Swami says about that. He says there are two I's in everyone. The I that is associated with the mind and the I associated with Atma. The consciousness of the Atma is the real I. When this I is wrongly associated with the mind, it becomes ahamkara, the ego. When the I associated with the Atma experiences Atmic bliss, it realizes that the universal consciousness is one, though it may be called by different names.
So, Atma is not this body, and it is surely not the mind. So how do we become conscious of the presence of Atma in and around us?
Let's read further what Swami says. The Atmic awareness is won through the grace of Brahman. Every man passes through 4 stages in this search every day of his life. They are, according to the Vedas, the waking stage, the dream stage, the deep sleep stage, and the Turiya, or the 4th.
Whoa, slow down. What's this about 4 stages? You lost me at the dream stage.
In the first stage, Jagrata, one is awake to this world and is oriented outwards. Objects in the universe are seen by the eye. Sounds are heard. The senses are able to smell and taste and touch. Life is lived to the fullest in contact with society.
The region of dream, Swapna, is different. There, the self is infaced, antarmukha. Reactions, responses, and experiences are all self-contained. They do not belong to the area outside of oneself. There may be 10 others sleeping in the same room. Still, each one has his own dream. The dreamer is unaffected by outer circumstances. In fact, the external world is beyond one's consciousness. I think all of us experienced this stage in school.
Next, deep sleep or sushupti. This stage is free from even dreams. One is lost in undisturbed sleep. The person will not be conscious of his limbs, the sounds, the smells, the forms, the tastes, and the sensations of touch. All experience is absorbed into the higher level of consciousness, prajnana. There is no experiencer or experience. There is only the Atma in which he has temporarily merged.
I surely experienced the Sushupti stage when I started reading about Atma.
Then, the Turiya, or the fourth stage. Here, the individual ceases to exist. It has attained the basic truth of life and of creation, the all-pervading, all-inclusive Atma. Those who have reached this step have no concern any longer with the individual self. One cannot assert either that these persons possess knowledge or that they do not have it, for they are ever immersed in the highest bliss, Satchidananda.
This is so complex. I wish there was some story to help explain this concept of Atma consciousness.
On a hot summer day, he and his followers are just a few yards from the temple when they see a donkey dying of thirst. Immediately, he pours the sacred Ganga Jal into the dying donkey's mouth instead of offering it to Lord Shiva.
Maharaj, why did you do that? We have walked with you from Gangotri to Rameshwaram to see you perform Abhishekam to Lord Shiva and seek his blessings.
We are just steps away from the temple.
It was only a donkey. The supreme truth is that the Lord is the indweller of all creation. He is present in me, all of you, this donkey, and the deity inside the temple.
With the darshan of Lord Shiva. God always blesses his devotees who are able to see him in all living beings.
That was such a beautiful story.
It just seems too difficult to be able to see God in everybody at all times.
Tell me about it. How do you see divinity in yourself, your family, or even your friends when you have difficulty in agreeing with them about a pizza topping or choosing what movie to watch?
Yeah, my brother is just so evil when he plays pranks on me.
My grandma once told me that even spiritually elevated souls have difficulty having this consciousness at all times.
Stop! Move away! Take another street! Can you not see a revered master walking in the street?
Oh, Venerable Guru,
Are you talking about the Atma or this body? You're a preacher of Advaita Vedanta, and yet you make a great difference between man and man. How can this be consistent with your teaching of Advaita? Is Advaita only a theory?
Shankara was struck by the intelligent query of the Chandala.
Lord Shiva has assumed this form just to teach me a lesson.
Adi Shankara spontaneously composed 5 shlokas called the Manisha Panchakam. The essence of the Manisha Panchakam is captured in this line. Chandalostu satu dvijostu guru rityesha manisha mama.
He who learns to look on the phenomena in the light of Advaita is my true guru. Be he a Chandala or